Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Political Soul Food. It's your boy Kasaun. We got a fabulous show. I mean, amazing show. And as you can see, I'm here with three amazing women who are going to give the secrets to everything, fellas. I'm going to get it out for y'all. But in all seriousness, we have Lynnette, Genese, and Vonn. Thank you for being here.
Hello, thank you.
Hi. Yeah. I've been waiting for this show. And I've been texting Lynnette like, boom, 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 y'all ready? Boom, boom, boom. We were going over questions.
All day, every day.
All day, every day. But we got to make sure we're ready for this, And I met Lynnette here and Genese here at this bumping party. It was some kind of birthday party, right?
Yeah, I want to say so.
Yeah. So we decided to do this. We wanted to make sure we get some voices out here. We're talking about women's issues. We're talking about women's perspectives on life, on culture, music, and especially dating and relationships. Are y'all ready for that?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so cool. So before we jump right in, I know you're all ready, and we got some nice things on the menu. This glass here, when this come out, y'all get ready because we got some serious questions here.
Lord, I don't
from
even
real
know
fellas. I just want to let y'all know.
Oh boy, here we go.
But before we get to all the good stuff, we want to get some background information. So Lynnette, tell me a little about yourself. You're from New York, right?
Yeah, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn in the house. Okay. Brooklyn. That's what's up. That's what. And Genese.
I'm from Westchester.
Yeah, we talked about Westchester is cool. It's all good.
Well, I'm from New Rochelle. Let me clarify. I'm from New Rochelle.
New Rochelle.
And it's right above the Bronx, so it's not upstate.
Okay.
It's like
No,
20
we know
minutes
it's not
away.
upstate.
All right, I'm just letting you know because people are like, oh, upstate, no,
Yeah.
No.
I mean, it's a little bougie over there, but that's good.
Maybe
that's
where
awesome.
you've been depends on where you've been.
Anywhere I see trees is bougie for me. Cause I'm from like Harlem, from the concrete
I mean, I'm
jungle.
looking at a tree right now.
Well, it's a tree with no leaves.
It's a sad tree.
It's
I know,
a sad tree, exactly.
Because it's winter.
That's a Harlem tree.
It's because it's winter.
It's always cold. Harlem is cold.
Whatever. Can you get to Vonn?
Okay. Nah.
Moving on.
But you got the soul. Vonn, how you doing?
What's up?
Hey, where you from, Vonn?
Brooklyn.
Oh, we got Brooklyn in the house. Brooklyn and Westchester. Okay.
Don't try to smooth. No.
I'm saying. Listen, you and I are closer, I think, than the Vonn and.
Yeah, well, I reside in Harlem,
right.
So I rep my Harlem. Yeah,
so,
see, look.
So it's good. Nah.
From Brooklyn earlier.
We sister and brother. We sisters and brothers. It's all good. So I want to get to business. So I want to know a little bit about yourself, right? So we start with Lynnette. Lynnette, what's your interest? What do you like in life? What do you do?
Travel. Top of my list.
Do you like traveling?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? And why do you like traveling so much?
Because you get to learn different cultures. You get to get out of like your comfort zone.
Okay.
You're exploring.
I love it. Can you share a place you like?
Bali.
Bali? And what's nice about Bali?
Oh my God, what is it nice about Bali?
Damn, I don't know. I haven't been there.
It's amazing. It's like you can do hiking. It's just everything that you can see. The culture, the people.
You gotta show me some pics.
Later.
All right, we're gonna show some pics. I'm gonna get those pics for y'all. And Genese, put us on.
So I'm gonna piggyback over Lynnette. Like I love traveling as well, and I'm a foodie.
I noticed that. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm definitely a foodie, but I do love traveling, and I've been fortunate to travel solo by myself.
Really?
Yeah.
Fortunate.
fortunate.
What does that mean?
So it means like sometimes when you travel with other people, it becomes stressful because you may not want to do what everybody else is doing.
Right.
Sometimes they hold you back.
Yeah. So for me, traveling solo, like I was able to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, and wake up when I wanted to wake up and eat where I wanted to eat.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay.
So,
I like that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the food thing. So what's up? What makes you a foodie? Because I eat every day. Like, well, I'm not a foodie.
Yeah, but I've eaten things that I probably the normal person wouldn't have eaten or tried. I've tried things that a normal person probably wouldn't have tried.
Didn't you eat the crickets?
I ate a cricket.
You had the cricket?
Yeah.
No, I ate a cricket, and that was actually in the States when I ate a cricket.
Oh, wow. Did you find a cricket or did you buy it?
No, it was literally like a kebab.
Oh,
it was a kebab.
All right.
And it was like cooked.
Okay.
And I've eaten a spider leg.
What?
The tarantula, right?
Yeah, I ate a tarantula leg.
Really?
Yes.
With sauce on it or something like that?
It was like barbecued. It was like fried.
Wow.
It was like deep fried
tarantula.
tarantula.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Deep fried
Yeah.
tarantula?
She tried to put that
into the smooth over. It was deep fried crab. Oh, crab. Let's say crab. Deep fried spider.
Yes, and that was in another country.
Which country? Which country is it?
It was actually in Cambodia.
Okay, so if we want deep fried spider legs, we go to Cambodia.
They cook roaches, they cook crickets, they cook worms.
Wow.
Whatever they eat.
Go ahead, girl.
They actually eat rats and mice.
What?
That's disgusting.
And but they're field. They're not like they are here.
Okay.
So they catch them in like the water.
Okay.
And then they barbecue them literally on the side of the road.
Oh, you a real foodie.
I didn't eat it because I couldn't eat anything that still had the head and the tail attached to it.
Oh my goodness.
And like looking at.
Oh my goodness. Let me get a drink.
You coming from New York and you see rats all the time. You definitely don't want to eat rat in Cambodia because it's Cambodia, and B, like, you don't know. And I mean, she was literally barbecuing on the side of the road.
You don't know that rat.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Probably tastes amazing.
It probably does. So I was like on a group tour and they tasted it and they said it tasted like chicken. Everything can't taste like chicken.
I don't know.
So.
I hope not, because you know what people say about the Chinese restaurants. They be saying we be eating rat. Like,
Have you ever
dogs.
seen a meat delivery at a Chinese restaurant?
Nah, it's real like that.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. Have you ever seen a meat delivery at a
No,
Chinese?
I never. So what you trying to say? They just go to the train station? Get
No,
the rat?
I'm just saying. You never seen a meat delivery, so where do they get their meat from?
No, I seen some meat deliveries. I do remember some. On 147.
I've never seen no meat delivery.
All right.
Really?
We're gonna come back. This is crazy.
All right.
Yo, Vonn, tell us a little
what's
something,
up?
Vonn. Now, Vonn, I know your expertise in the media industry too. So share some of that.
on.
Yes. Vonn is a real deal out here in the media. So tell us about yourself and what you do, your business.
Well, I'm part owner of internet radio station.
Nice.
Called sourceliferadio.com.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then I also have a clothing boutique called Misfit Attire.
Okay.
My show is called Misfit Music, and my clothing.
Misfit Music and Misfit Attire?
Yeah.
Representing.
Yeah.
Now, why did you choose Misfit?
I'm
Are you a misfit? You're a misfit?
Uh-oh. But the word is not, it's been, I feel like it's been misconstrued. Misfit is not a bad word necessarily. I just don't fit in. Like, I'm a misfit. People meet me and they think I'm one way, and I'm really not. So
just not
that's
in the box.
Right. Like,
so
there's
you
so
don't
many
fit in a
ways you
box.
can flip the misfit thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing.
So I want to dig in a little deeper on this misfit stuff. We gotta find out. So
here we go.
So what's the typical misfit thing you do that will like get somebody twisted? Like, oh wow, I didn't know.
You might want to ask my friend over here about her experiences.
Okay.
I mean, I just I tend to react to situations maybe a little bit more than some people might.
You go from 0 to 100 like in 3 seconds.
That could happen. Definitely.
Wow. All right.
But,
let me watch these
but
questions.
misfit could also be like it could be the fun stuff too. Like
right.
You might just do something wild and crazy. I think. Well, we haven't hung out as much, but I think Lynnette is a misfit also. Like, she likes to do crazy
a misfit
shit.
in the
with
law,
me.
right? She plays like sweet, and then she comes back.
Exactly. But she does crazy stuff. Like,
Okay.
It's just people who are free to just live life and experience things and try things and just are daring. Just, don't live by any rules.
Yeah. So how did you get into internet radio, and why you chose to do that?
Well, I started out as a singer-songwriter, and a friend of mine, back in the day,
Okay.
And a friend knew I was into music, so it was kind of like a way to just kind of keep me in that same industry. Someone presented the opportunity to me, and I just kind of went with it, and it just kind of went from there.
Oh,
So
nice.
shout out to sourceliferadio.com.
Oh, nice. All right, cool. So, ladies, I want to get into something serious. We got Women's History Month going on. Word up.
Yes.
And recently, there's been a lot of issues with rape and everything, or mistreatment of women. All kinds of stuff's been going on in media and stuff like that. Before we get too deep in it, I want to know your thoughts about society and how it responds to women, or how it treats women, or women's roles. What do you think about that?
I mean, you go ahead. You start.
They're gonna keep putting it to me. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that we live in a patriarchal society. So our country, if you want to get to the specifics of it, our country is built. It's in the whole belief of it's a man's world. So everything is set up for a man to succeed, to get further. Women, we have to push a little harder in terms of getting equal pay. In terms of just being respected. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes down to the little things, like if you want to talk about like the whole Me Too movement that's happening right now. Me Too movement, there's so many people coming out speaking about things, but we've been experiencing these things, and it's just I just feel like I'm happy that it's happening, that it's finally being talked about. People are taking it serious, but it's hard. It's unfortunate that you have certain people speaking out about it, but I'm sure every woman has their own experience that they've been through, whether it was in the workplace or even walking down the street, where our president grabs pussies and it's okay. So it just goes to show you how our society, I feel like men have been kind of like given a pass to disrespect women. It's not taken seriously. Like the catcalling, all those things. We've been complaining about that stuff, but no one takes it seriously. But it doesn't have to go as far as rape. Even those little parts of it is still a problem.
And I'm just gonna piggyback off of what you said, and I also think too that it's I don't want to say it's a thing, but it's a thing now because, and I'm not racist, and I want to bring race into this, but I think it's a thing now.
Racist, you're black. I know what you meant.
So, but I just feel like it's in the forefront now because all of these white women are now coming out and saying it. Because the woman that started Me Too is black, and the fact that she's overshadowed by the Rose Dawson, what's her name, Rose McGowan, the Ashley Judds, and everybody else coming out to speak about it. It's disheartening for the black women in the black community because we're kind of losing our voice, and
they make them seem like they're more important than us.
And also too, domestic violence is a high rate in the black community. And the fact that it's overshadowed by white women being grabbed by the pussy, and I don't want to say that, but
it's real.
But it's overshadowed by these white women having these encounters with these white men or black men in the media or whatever the case is. But it's not talked about how often has it been happening to the black women and us, and the fact that and I forget the woman's name, and please forgive me, but the woman that started Me Too, and the fact that she's not getting the credit that she deserves for starting that movement upsets me.
Right. This is real deal. What do you think are some things that we can do to take on this catastrophe in our society, this disease, I would call it?
Well, I think it starts with the men. The men have to
take accountability.
More respect and taking that accountability.
And listening to us when we're telling you that it makes us uncomfortable. Like I said, it starts from the little stuff, like the catcalling on the street. It's crazy how as women and it doesn't matter what you're wearing, because you have men who try to say that, oh, what were you wearing? It doesn't matter. Even if I'm in sweatpants or whatever, the catcalling it's sad that women, if you see a group of guys walking, because we live in New York, so there's gonna always be people on the street. Maybe if you guys live in different states, it's a little different, but in New York, we walk down the street, and if you see a group of guys, what do? Most of the times you're gonna cross the street because you don't even want to deal with whatever they might say to you.
And I can give you an example. I do live in Harlem, and I was walking down 125th towards the east side, and this guy was walking across the street. When I mean to tell you, he was in my face, and he was like, "Hey, sweetheart," and it was only maybe about 9 p.m.
Damn.
And
but he was
in my personal space, and I said, "What are you?" And I stepped back and was like, "What are you doing?" And he literally said to me, "If you don't want guys talking to you, then don't come outside." And luckily, behind me, there was these 2 young kids. They were like, "Yo, she doesn't want to fucking talk to you. Leave her alone." The fact that they even had to say something, and the guy was maybe 15 to 20 years older than them, was crazy to me.
But he should know better.
And the fact is, I don't care if you're trying to talk to me. You were in my personal space.
The leaning in.
The leaning in, and you're taller than me, and you're bigger than me. It's intimidating. I don't know, and I'm not saying he was going to do anything, but I don't know what you're going to do to me. And it's for him to have an attitude because I didn't want to be bothered, and it wasn't because maybe if he would approach me a little bit differently, it wasn't in my personal space, we would be having a totally different conversation now. But because he was in my personal space, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, that's crazy. Let me ask you, Lynnette, what if a guy said, "Well, listen, what should I do if I see you, Genese or Vonn, walking down the street, and I just want to say hello? I think maybe we might have a connection. What would be an appropriate way?
Well, you can start respectful. It could be as simple as, excuse me, miss, I find you beautiful. Can I have a second to talk to you? Something, but the whole yo mas, and then as soon as you don't want to talk to them, then you all kind of bitches and hoes, and you ain't that cute anyway. It's unnecessary.
Right, unnecessary. Wow. I hope y'all getting this. I hope y'all taking notes. For real. That's what's up. All right, so let's get into the real deal dating and relationships. We're not here yet. All right, so I got some general questions I want to talk to you about. What do you think about love? What does love mean to you? Does it have a meaning? Let's start off with that. Because, what is love?
That's an interesting question.
That's a hard question.
Yeah, that was a hard
question.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that from you.
From me?
Yeah, I didn't expect that.
What does that say about me? You didn't expect that from me?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, it's y'all question now.
Question. Wow. What is love? Wow.
I think you could associate love with respect, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Love is
love is patient. Love is kind.
You
gotta go there.
Love is patient. It's like quoting the Bible.
And put someone else's wants and needs before your own.
Ooh. Okay.
And not be selfish about it.
Okay. All right. So, do you think that true love exists or can exist?
I think so.
Absolutely.
Really? Do you think there is such thing as soulmates?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really? Like
However,
this? Okay.
I feel like I have a different understanding or belief of what soulmates are.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we've been conditioned to think soulmates are just a lover. Like you meet this person and I'm destined to be with this person. But I believe soulmates also can be people. It could be a friend, it could be a family member. But I feel like soulmates are. It's a little different than what we've understood. Like a soulmate is someone that you have that you're a twin flame. I think, twin flames and soulmates are different. So a soulmate could be someone that you meet in your life,
twin flame,
and you have so much in common with this person. But the reason why you're soulmates is because that person is supposed to teach you something about yourself that you're not honest with yourself about. So that's why sometimes you meet someone and it feels like you've known them all your life.
Right.
Because that is one of your soulmates. I think there's more than one soulmate.
Oh, that's a good point.
And I think it's, like I said, you're supposed to, it's something in that person.
Yeah.
Like it's a reflection of you, and you're supposed to figure out what it is in that person that you're not being honest with about yourself. Mm-hmm. So it's not, and I don't think you're supposed to end up with your soulmate. I think your soulmate is supposed to just teach you a lesson. And they can be there for, the whole reason, a season or a lifetime.
Yeah.
So I think the soulmate thing we've been taught wrong.
Okay, so a soulmate
my
is not
belief.
I like that. So a soulmate is not necessarily a person that you have to be romantically.
Right. It could be a friend. It could be a family member.
Okay.
That you feel a strong connection to them.
Yeah.
And you feel like you have a lot of similarities, but it's because it's something in that person that you have in you too that you're not recognizing. So you're supposed to learn that from that person, and then that person may just leave your life after that.
But how do you know? What are some of the signs that somebody is your soulmate and not just a good friend? Can a good friend be a soulmate, or can a good friend not be a soulmate at the same time?
Yeah,
So
I
there's
feel like
something.
because you have different types of friendships. Like you have people that you've known, or like say you've known someone from like junior high school or whatever, and you meet someone that you met last year, and you have a deeper connection with that person that you've known only a year, as opposed to the person you've known 10 years.
Right.
So I just think you need to kind of pay attention to the connections and I am an over analytical person, so I'm just always trying to figure shit out. Like,
right. That's what's
why
up.
are you in my life? Like, what is your purpose?
Right. Ooh, what is your purpose? Nice question. All right, cool.
Sorry, I just
no, that was good. That was good. What do you think about marriage? Is marriage?
I feel like this. I feel like the institution of marriage has lost its value.
Ooh.
Yes.
Like people don't value marriages anymore the way like our parents value
like a business
marriage.
deal.
Like now it's either a business deal or it's like, all right, like let's just get married for the sake of being married. My parents literally, married and was like till death do us part. and they were still married.
Like, even if I hate you, like, we gonna stay in this
that's
till
what I'm
we die.
saying. Like it was till death do us part. One of them went. They were still married, but one of them went. And granted, their relationship may have not have been as strong.
Right.
But they were married and they valued like
to it.
and they valued like their family. I just feel like, you know, people rush into things and then they realize that it's not what they wanted to do, and then they're like, oh shit, what did I do? Now we have 4 kids, but I'm just gonna divorce you anyway. Instead of working on whatever issues that you guys may have. Maybe sometimes, and I'm starting to get into this, like thinking about like my life and going forward in relationships, maybe premarital counseling.
I
You know, like some people don't want to do that.
I agree with that. Premarital.
People should do
That's
that.
I have a friend doing that. I totally agree with that.
You know,
I'm
because-
totally gonna do that.
But then,
Oh, really?
but then I also think too, people don't like learn each other's trigger points, and people don't learn each other to understand what may tick you off, what may not tick you off, or like the stress that you're under, because, you know, we just live in a world where we have 1,000 messages thrown at us a day that we don't take the time to decompress. And like, you know, like if we're stressed or we're under pressure, like we take it out on the next person
And you bring it home.
and you bring it home. Like, and then too, like it involves work as well. Like, you know, you're working, like, you know, it's not a 9 to 5 anymore. Like you're working around the clock where, you know, now you're bringing your work home and you're stressed and you're trying to take care, as a woman, you're trying to take care of the kids, the house, and, you know, and you're trying to, and you're stressed out from the day of work, and then you may have a man that's not willing to step up to the plate and help.
Wow.
That's because I think people go into marriage thinking it's going to be all like fun and games, but they don't think like you're going into a marriage, you got to account for all the bad that can happen too.
Right.
Yeah.
And just know that you're going to stick it out regardless.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think people, like you said, get married for the wrong reasons. Like sometimes a child comes first, so the person feels like, you know, well, I might as well marry you. Or we've been together for 10, 15 years, I might as well marry you. That's the wrong reason to get married. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not going to end well.
Right. So what's a good reason to get married? Like,
Because you love this person and you both made a commitment to a life together. Like I'm not looking for a husband. It's more about a life partnership.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we have to both be
Partnership.
mentally on the same page.
Yeah.
Like she said, it's kind of the same till death do us part, but not just because we said we're getting married, because we both committed to this, what we want in life together.
Right,
so we're life partners. So even if it doesn't go as smoothly as we wanted it to, we both came into this knowing we're in this till death do us
It's
part.
a choice. You gotta wake up every day knowing like I'm committed to this, and no matter what, we're gonna get through
the ups
it
and
together.
downs.
Yeah.
And then this brings a whole nother topic into it. And if there are issues in your marriage, you know, I think in the Black community, like nobody's receptive to therapy because they think you're crazy. Like people associate therapy with crazy, and that's not the
And we
case.
all need it.
And we all, it's not.
I think I need it too. I guess we all gotta get signed up. I should be the first in line.
First in line, I would say it.
All right.
Because no, like to me, therapy is a form of, you know, expressing your feelings to somebody that's outside looking in.
Right.
And they can kind of assess.
Unbiased.
Yeah, they're very unbiased, and they can kind of assess where you need to make improvements on your life. And, you know, there's just a whole stigma about just mental health in general in the Black community, where, you know, people don't want to get help, mental health help.
Yes.
And try to just better themselves. And sometimes, like, you know, you need a person to vent to that's not a friend,
Right.
because sometimes your friend's gonna tell you what you want to hear,
Right.
and a therapist is gonna be like, no, bitch, you need to do X, Y, and Z. Like, you're not in control of everything.
Oh, yes. Amen.
You got the right ones.
I know. I
Keep
do.
talking. I hope you know
I mean,
that.
that's all right. I'm like, oh Lord, the preacher's preaching about me.
Yeah, but, and like, you know, you could do couples counseling, or you could do individual
or
therapy,
family
or
counseling. Family.
You know, and I just always, I'm just an advocate, and I don't know if anybody, like, there's like a couple of people I do follow on Instagram that talk about this in depth. I just feel like it's good to have somebody that you can vent to that really, like,
it has no connection.
has no
ties.
ties, like,
right.
and you're just like, I just need to unload all this shit on somebody else.
And I do that to my friends sometimes. Sorry.
No,
I be like, girl, don't even listen to it. I just need to get it out.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
I just need to.
yeah, and like, you know,
better.
you don't want to become a burden.
Yeah.
to your friends, and if you feel like you, and that's why I think sometimes two people start to have those kind of thoughts is because they're holding a lot in, and they're not getting it out, and then also too, like, you have people that are like, oh, you go to therapy, like, you must be fucking nuts.
Right.
You know?
I know guys need to think about this too, because a lot of guys think that's just something women should do only.
No,
there's this new
but
show.
that's because men always say we're crazy.
This guy, I forget the guy's name, but I don't know if you heard the show called Lives of Men or something like that.
Lives of Men?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But it's on Instagram. And I think the first episode or second episode was about men stepping out, realizing that they could use some therapy. Because we got some effed up stuff going on our mind.
That would help.
And two, like, you know, if you've been through something traumatic in your life and you don't deal with it, you know, it holds you back from everything else in life.
I don't want to go too deep.
No, I don't. I'm trying not to go too deep.
Yeah. But you said the word, the traumatic word.
Yeah, like
as Black people, we're all.
I mean, and the traumatic experience could be not growing up with a father.
Right.
Or
it's generational. So you have a bunch of like hurt, broken people having children and raising more hurt and broken people, and it's a cycle. And then we wonder why our relationships don't work. It's because of this like generational thing that's been happening for centuries. And people don't see the connection, but it's all connected. I don't want to say the word, but slavery. It starts from then in this country. It starts from then, and it's been trickling every generation.
Right. Let me ask a question here. Somebody in here.
Ask your question.
One of your thoughts on arranged marriages. What do you think about that?
No, because
She
said no.
Wait. Hold on. Side note: is it like married at first sight, or is it
it's like listen, Genese, you're marrying.
Your parent tells you you about to marry him because you got this.
You're marrying Bobby
right.
2 years.
See, I'm the misfit
on March
of
19th.
I'm the misfit and be like, I don't know who you think you're talking to.
That ain't happening.
It's not this combo the other day because I'm a nurse, so I had a patient and her mom was talking to me. They were Indian, and her mom was telling me that her marriage was arranged, and she said, you know, we think we're all free and everything. We get to choose our loved ones. The people that we want to marry, but she said that it was the best thing for her to get hooked up with her husband because she said she learned to love him over time. You got to gradually, through this process, through the ups and downs, you're constantly just learning this person
but I don't know
and building your life. Yeah, you don't know them, but what if it's also about the culture, like from the time they're young, they're brought up to be wives and mothers.
I know, but I don't know you like that.
I know. So that's where on the flip side, it's just like, well, hold up, you might not be hot. I might not.
What if you have the arrangement and then you never
get to know you?
What if you have the arrangement and you never
get to love
those feelings and you're stuck with this person?
But then, do you know better? You don't know any different.
But then,
it's like a virgin waiting until she gets married. She doesn't know the difference.
But let me ask you
exactly.
And that shit is whack.
Oh my god.
Sorry. But let me ask you a question though. What if you're arranged marriage and your husband turned out to be an abuser?
Right.
What happens then?
I actually know a woman with a story like that.
Wow.
So it's like, what happens at that point when your husband becomes like a manipulator and becomes abusive, whether physically or mentally?
Well, let me ask you this. Sorry, gotta throw it out.
Let's go there.
What do you feel about the arranged marriages when it's a young girl, a 13-year-old girl arranged to marry a 30, 40, 50-year-old man?
That's disgusting.
Because that happens in a lot of cultures. It's a reality in a lot of cultures.
I was talking about that yesterday. Yeah, I think that's an abuse.
But see, every country's the same thing. What you're talking about with the food, like we look at rats as disgusting, but in other countries, we've been conditioned to think chicken, beef, and pork is good. In other countries, they've been conditioned to think it's okay to eat rats and spiders and other things. So it's all about your perspective, like what you've been basically conditioned to.
Right. Let me ask you now. Can we hide every kind of act under the protection of culture? I mean, aren't some things just wrong, regardless if it's like your culture? It's like if you got that young girl who's 13 years old getting married to somebody by force, and
But it's wrong in our eyes.
Do we just say
it's wrong in our eyes because that's
our culture.
Right. But if you're in India or you're in Africa or you're in like, you know, Asia somewhere or like the Middle East, that's maybe their culture. So if you were there, you probably wouldn't even blink twice about it.
But what if it's inflicting harm though on that young girl?
And then there are I've seen videos of young girls in India who were rebelling against what their parents did, and they'll kill you if you don't go with what your parents say. They'll kill you. There was a young girl, I don't know her name, but I remember seeing the video, and she was speaking out about it, that she was, you know, betrothed to be married to this older man, and she was fighting against it, and then they ended up killing this little girl.
Now,
so it's obviously there are people who, even that grew up in that culture, they don't want to go along with it.
Right.
They feel like there's something wrong with it too.
Yeah. We have to take this up in philosophy class or something like that. We're going to get to some good stuff now. I know the guys are like, so
where
now,
my drink at?
We got our game going on. We got a game going on, everybody. So some guys out here are like, listen, we got some questions for these ladies. So in this jar here were 9 questions. So each of you will get 3 questions. So we're going in order. And you have to answer that question. Okay. All right?
Okay.
So guys, they want the truth. Because they trying to step the game up.
Or
they've been hard. They want the truth, facts.
Are they going to use the truth?
Facts.
Right.
Are they going to use
Use the truth.
Use it.
For real. So let's see here. Let me make sure we're good here. Cool. All right, so we're still running. All right, so we're gonna start with Lynnette.
Oh boy. Should the partner who makes the most money be the head of the household? Yes.
Yeah. Now,
but like, can I ask you a question to piggyback off that? Like, what do you mean head of household?
Right,
like,
that was going to be my question too.
So here's some background to this, because this question comes from a conversation I was in yesterday. A guy may feel like the problem is that when a woman makes more money than her man, then does that give her a free pass to make all the decisions?
No, it's still a partnership.
It's in a partnership. Mm-hmm. So the flip side, if a guy makes the most amount of money, should that give him a pass to make all the decisions?
No.
So how do you work that out?
So I feel like if whoever makes the most money, just you guys can have a conversation about it and figure out like who's gonna cover what. Maybe he's gonna take care of, or she can take care of the mortgage, the rent, whatever.
Yeah.
The other person to take care of the miscellaneous bills, the travel, the groceries.
Right.
That's how my parents did it. My dad paid the rent, and then my mom paid all the little other miscellaneous bills.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. I hope you heard that.
Well, wait, you can't hold up.
Okay.
Because that's a big topic right there. So let me ask you, since you're the only man here on the panel, how would you feel if your woman made more money? Like, because I feel like sometimes men feel inferior to that. And it's not because they always try to paint it like us women, we're the ones making them feel less than because we make more. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a man's own insecurity. So how would you feel if your woman made more money than you?
I'll be bragging. I'm like, yo, my woman made more money than your woman.
I can't.
But wouldn't feel like, say you guys go out to dinner or something and the bill comes, like, do you expect her to pick up the bill just because she makes more? Or
No, I wouldn't take her for granted. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, so I grew up with a single parent mom, and I saw her hold it down, and that kind of shaped my impression and my perspective on women. That women sometimes are the last standing soldier for a whole family, and I'm going to respect that, knowing that she could hold that role, and I'll do the best I can to make sure that she doesn't have to take that load all by herself. If it happens that she can mount more than I can carry, then I'm blessed. I'll do the best that I can to contribute and show her that I'm not taking her for granted, and that I'm going to do what I can to make sure that it's even playing field. But if she's willing to roll with me, even though she's still caking more than me, then I'm going to let her know and do everything I can that I appreciate her.
Partnership.
Yeah, partnership.
Why are you?
I'm just saying. There are
Okay,
some
next.
men,
Oh Lord Jesus. Paper is mad small, y'all. Okay, the question is, do you believe? Oh wait, what?
Okay, hold on. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So the question is, do you believe you can change your man? A, like, what kind of question is that? And no. Men are, no. That's like, there's nothing more to that.
And men,
like,
stop thinking that we think that.
Like, no.
No, there are some
if you're gonna be,
if
you're gonna be a fuckboy, you're gonna be a fuckboy for life.
Exactly.
Like, let's be real.
Ain't no changing that.
Let's be real. Like, I don't like, and if you think you're gonna have a kid with him and he's gonna change, bitch, please, okay? Because it's not happening.
Wow. Okay. Good.
I mean, that was an easy one.
Do you prefer nice guys or bad guys? I like them mixed.
Ooh.
I like smart guys. I like really smart guys.
But we'll pull out a 44 and
I need you to be able to, come meet my parents, and let's go to this function, put on some nice dress up clothes, suit and tie, all of that. But then, I need you to really be ready to knock a motherfucker out if you say the wrong thing to me. I like a mixture.
Right, mixture. Oh, nice. All right, we're gonna do one more round.
Oh man. What is the most important physical feature on a man?
I know what I would say. Be honest. I know what I would say. Be honest. And mine's not what you think. Be honest.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say a smile.
Oh wow, smile. Smile. Somebody said,
I'm not gonna say what they might have thought I was gonna say. Although that matters too.
Right.
Oh, wow. That's true.
These are the girls that I hang out with.
Oh my goodness.
But a nice smile could just draw you in.
I was gonna say T.
But what about
Yes. Keep me?
Yeah. So the smile draws you in. What keeps you?
His personality.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You gotta come with way more than just a smile.
We gotta come with way more than a smile, fellas.
A nice body will help too.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was let me shut up. Give me my question.
Okay. Yes.
She's about to go in.
God, Lord Jesus. How can a guy improve his chances at getting a woman he likes to like him?
Oh, I know.
Okay, so now I have a series of questions for a follow-up to give a proper answer.
Right.
Does she know he likes her?
Right.
Good question.
Let's say she doesn't know that he likes her.
So then I think he should just kind of approach her in a nice manner and ask to take her out. I mean, I don't think if she doesn't know, I don't think there's anything else that you could do.
Right.
Like you
be yourself.
Yeah, like just be yourself, and like you have to make sure she knows. Okay, see, this is where
she has to feel his presence.
Yeah, that I was gonna say that, but then also too, what you guys have a tendency to do is play that you really don't like us
to be cool.
Oh.
Right.
And then we're like, well. Like, do you like me or do you not like me? Like, you confuse it.
Right.
So instead of being honest about it, you guys try to be coy and like not make it known. But if you just make it known and be real about how you feel about this person, I'm pretty sure if she's not in a relationship, she will give you a chance.
Right.
And
now, what if she knows though?
And follow through.
What if she?
Now, what if she knows?
Then she don't like you.
Right.
Then she don't like you.
She's just not that into you.
Is there any way that he can get her to like him? So
Wait, no.
So once she
chances at getting a woman.
Yeah, but if she knows.
But sometimes, what if she's old fashioned and she's just like, I'm not gonna come to him. Like he still has to make it known, regardless.
No, because now I know you like me. Now I'm not gonna give you no play because you haven't made your move.
But that's what I'm
saying. That's just me.
So now he has to make his presence be felt.
Yeah, but even if you make your presence known, I'm still gonna be like, oh.
Word?
Yeah.
Flowers wouldn't help, or like a nice dinner?
No. If I know that a guy likes me and he's not doing anything about it, then of course there's gonna be no chance. But if I know that you like me and then you're actually coming at me like you do,
but he's not
calling me. Number one, you're texting, you're inviting me out, you're actively trying to take me.
But now you know he likes you though. That's the thing. If you okay,
because he's acting like it. If he
that's another topic.
Now, if it's a different story. If it's a guy that likes you and you just know like he's not attractive,
once you're in the friend zone,
he's a bum.
Once you're in the friend zone, you're in the friend zone.
So once
there's no way out. You're not climbing your way out.
So you throw somebody under the bus. You'll put them on the stand and see what they're talking about.
No, like sorry, maybe you. I don't know.
I would.
Maybe I'm just a little cold-hearted.
Let's do this last one.
I got that I don't know. That was real bitchy of me. Sorry.
Okay. What do you think about online dating?
We just had this conversation.
Really?
Online dating, it's basically just a faster way to meet assholes.
That is a great way to describe it.
A faster way to get through. Like, granted, I'm not gonna say that you can't meet a nice guy. You might get lucky and meet someone nice,
right.
But 9 times out of 10, a lot of the men on those sites, they're just looking for ass.
Okay, so wait.
Sorry, as a person, you'll show up.
I know. And sometimes posing like they're not.
Posing like they're
like they want a
really
relationship.
Want something more, and it's like it's just bullshit.
So side note, let's take this a little further. Online dating, but there's a difference between I think paid and not paid.
I don't think so.
Okay, I don't pay for that shit.
I mean, I don't pay for it.
I was like, I feel like.
Well, I've been on both. There's no
I don't know. Maybe that's my ego. Like I'm not paying the fucking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. But I've heard of successful Tinder stories. Like I know one of my friends' friends is getting married from a guy that she met on Tinder.
My brother
It can happen.
My brother's getting married. He met his
Tinder.
girlfriend on POF.
It can happen.
It can happen.
But
And then
it's the majority of them are not.
Of course, I mean,
right.
I have a story that some guy sent me and Lynnette the same message. Like, it was just like
be original toward each
like at
woman
least
that they
change a
meet.
few words.
It was
We're writing the same message verbatim.
He copied and pasted.
Yes.
Yeah.
You probably sent it to like 10 people.
Wow.
Or the problem with
suck,
online
guy.
dating is most men will inbox you to death. Like, I'm not on here for a pen pal. Like, if you're talking to me, maybe after 2 days of talking on the app, you need to ask for a number. Otherwise, now you're getting forgotten.
And you need to call and not text.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
You can't
they
go
do
from
that
the app
too.
texting.
Exactly.
To phone
You're gonna
texting.
take my number to now just sit here and text me to death all over again. Like no.
Wow.
Now after like a week, you're getting blocked.
So he has to step up and
Yeah.
take some action.
Well, also
Know how to
too,
use
like
the phone.
text messages. Also, you can misconstrue things via text message, just like emails. You can misconstrue the way the conversation's going. Like, there's some shit that I say, and I always add LOL at the end. And I'm not LOLing though.
Oh, so what are you doing though?
I'm basically telling you how it is, but it came off harsh, so I was like, oh, just let me add an LOL.
Just to
Soften it up a little bit.
That's
So-
funny.
I just feel like,
Oh man.
like you have to call somebody to kind of, understand what, how they're talking, how they're feeling, like,
Right.
to understand, like, how they sound when they joke and when they don't joke.
Yeah.
Just like body language,
that's a
you
good
could tell if somebody likes you via body language.
Listen, this was dope. We're gonna have to do this again because there are many more questions, many more things. We're gonna have to do this one more time too. And this was a good show. We had to set up, some stuff. My partner came in a little late. I gotta call out my political soul food crew. So we definitely want to do this again. I want to invite y'all back. I want to follow up with some things. I also want to see what some of the guys got to say. Maybe they took some notes. So listen, everybody. I want to thank Lynnette, Genese, and Vonn for being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
I want to thank Hexagon Lounge, Charles, for letting us set up in here. Charles is not here. And before we go, I got some gifts for you all. So,
I like gifts.
Look, your staff ain't even working. Staff ain't even working.
I hope these
Free stuff.
These are kind of gifts you might like. Well, so in keeping with the theme political soul food, I got you all some pocket-sized constitutions.
What?
So when the cops arrest me, I can be like, I know my
Pull it
constitutional
out,
rights.
And they're gonna be like, yo.
See,
can't.
that shit, we ain't in here. That ain't about us.
Well,
That's all some bull.
but we're definitely in the system, and it's functioning in a certain way, and so we might as well know the rules of the game, because
That
as
don't
someone
apply to
said,
us.
well, then
So
we
we
gotta
gotta
pimp it.
We are not under.
We gotta
don't-
flip it.
We don't fit into that citizen.
That is
Pass it on to
true.
some black men in
That
your
is true, but at the same time,
But it's still
it
dope.
might
That's
be of
really
some
dope to have,
use
though.
for somebody you know. And I think it's important for us to at least be aware of the system that oppresses us,
I mean,
or
but we
mistreats
still
us.
have
Well,
kind of
thank
rights.
you.
Yes, thank you. Got a little ribbon in here for you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So look,
Thank you
here I
very
go,
much.
tearing it
You
out.
gave me a
Okay.
pocket debate.
Yeah, you can.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would be
about
like,
to turn-
what you say?
You get ready to turn into a debate right away.
This is putting the battery in everybody's back right
Like, I'm gonna keep this in my car.
Nah, this
Yeah,
is
you know,
dope,
just
though.
pull it out and
I'ma
follow,
be
come
like-
around, be like, yo, what's good? They'll be like, oh,
now. I'm
Really
like,
dope.
give you a salute.
here I go.
So,
And fascinating facts about it. Oh.
So, so listen, we had a great time here. Thanks a lot. You know what? I need to shout out something that's going on here. One of the guests I had on, Wayne Cook, he has a sort of a seminar, speaker series on home ownership. And so if anybody's interested in home ownership, real estate, you should be here at Hexagon Lounge on March 21st, 2018, this year, from 6 to 7:30 p.m. And just come for some drinks, meet good people, and have a great time. Support the black home business up in Harlem. So thanks a lot, everybody. We want to call it over and out and get some grub.
Bye.